Welcome, everyone. It's so good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Nicole, and I am working closely with Cynthia and some of the core team at the center of the mandala to help coordinate and support a lot of the practice groups. So you've been seeing more of me over the last year. But I'm grateful to be here, and grateful to also be with you who will be watching the recording later. Thank you for your presence in Circle.
Mhm. Yeah, and greetings from me, Cynthia Jewers. For those of you who don't know me, I think there might be a few of you who are new here tonight. So welcome. This meditation on the full moon has been going on for many, many moons, ever since I met the old Lama in the cave in Nepal back in 1990, Charak Rinpoche. I always like to bring him in and acknowledge the blessing that it was to meet him and to receive this practice of the earth treasure vases when I asked him, what can we do to bring healing and protection to the earth? So here we are once again. Another full moon is upon us. And over all these years, this global healing project has grown and evolved. And we now have all of you, the international Gaia Mandala community all around the world. It's really such a beautiful thing. So thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. And I'll pass it back to you, Nicole.
So as most of you know, typically we have a specific earth treasure vase that we're focusing our attention on. But if you read the newsletter this time around, you saw that this evening is different. We're not focusing on a particular vase. And as we listened in to this space and listened to the Stewardship Council, and we realized it's a moment to pause, a moment to breathe together, a moment to rest, to soften. And in that rest, there's an understanding that it's an opportunity to integrate and to look upon what we've achieved and where we are, and to prepare for what's to come. So just this moment to embrace together. And so this evening in and of itself is going to be a departure from the norm, where Cynthia and I will be sharing, and then we're going to have a kind of guided contemplation that's different than the normal guided meditation. And when that is complete, and Julian will be playing the didgeridoo for us, and after that, we'll have an opportunity to give offerings into the Mother Vase that Cynthia has, that really anchors the mandala there with her at the center. So that's kind of an overview, but it will be very different tonight than the norm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it feels like we have an opportunity tonight to do, as Nicole said, something a little different, to take us into a place of a pause. And as we've both been contemplating this opportunity, I'll just share a little bit about what's come to me. I think I've probably said it before to many of you, but if we want to be a holy vessel, we do need to pause, to take a breath from time to time, and to, in a sense, empty out all that we're carrying around most of the time, in order to be refreshed and refilled anew with the gifts and the treasures that are ours to give, that we often lose touch with in the midst of our busy lives. The world is a very demanding place, and times are urgent. But we know that when we slow down, that we can arrive at that other shore, as Thich Nhat Hanh would say, the shore of liberation, in a new way. We can arrive in a way that's not conditioned by all of our reactive emotions and habits, our patterns that keep us going around and around. So in our practice of sacred activism, we might ask, how can we effectively respond to Gaia's calling if we're always subject to this noisy din that is just altogether too much most of the time in our busy lives? How can we act from a place that's new if we're always just so busy? And so softening and listening, quieting everything down, is an essential part of our practice as sacred activists, as bodhisattvas in training. It's part of stewarding a treasure vase, to learn how to listen to another voice that's, not that same old voice that's kind of pounding on us all the time, demanding, telling us what we should be doing, but rather, taking moments to stop and open to something other. Thich Nhat Hanh talked about how to stop is a radical act. Truly, it is. We think we have to keep going all the time. We think we'll miss the boat if we stop. And but maybe that's the best thing we can do. I wonder what Mother Gaia would say about that. She's tired. She's depleted, and so are we. And we're her instruments. I think she might tell us to take a pause and to replenish. And yes, times are urgent. We must slow down. Bayo off Omolake's famous quote. I think the earth needs us to slow down, to tune our instruments in the quiet of our own corner of the world a little bit, and to reflect on where we've been, and gently, softly, carefully water the seeds of where we want to go. In order for this new time that is birthing, in a sense, on earth and in our collective experience, wanting to be birthed for that new way of being, a new operating system to take root, we don't want to perpetuate the same old story. So in order not to do that, let's take a collective breath. Yeah. Let's recognize our exhaustion, and her exhaustion. And pause for a moment, and and then, out of that place, maybe something new can happen. So, in place of our regular meditation tonight, we want to invite you into our heart's garden and to wander a little while there. So, if you'd like to, as we often do, turn off video in order to go within, and we'll come back to each other for sharing at the end.
So, in this collective breath, in this moment of invitation to soften to what's here now, let's just take a moment to get present in our bodies and our space, to feel where the cushion or the chair or the couch or the floor is supporting you, to feel your body held, to feel the earth holding you and drawing you to her. To feel your roots going down into the earth, drawing up that nourishment and feeling the stability through that connection. And feeling your breath softening into noticing without needing to change it at this point, just noticing that your body is being breathed. Making any adjustments you need to make to feel completely comfortable. Letting your breath touch into any places that long to feel it. Into the spaces in between, letting the breath reach in. Breathing out. I invite you also to see if you can feel your heartbeat. If you can perceive the pulse inside, or if you like, you can place your hand on your heart to help draw your attention that you have this rhythmic pattern, this pulse always with you. Bringing your attention there to your heart. Seeing if your breath wants to coordinate with the pulse. Sometimes I like to feel that pulse and maybe breathe in for 4 with it. And then an out breath. And if that creates a little too much tension, just letting that go and finding a breathing pattern that feels nice and rhythmic for you. But we're going to keep that attention on our heart and our heart space and the softening there. And I just want to take this time to acknowledge the power and the beauty and the wonder of your heart, that it holds so much. It holds so many different things all at once. And I just want to slow things down a little bit more to acknowledge and name all that your heart may carry and hold. And we're not doing it in an attempt to dig anything up. This is just like a gentle stroll through a garden, your heart's garden, and just taking in, gently touching and moving on, softening and giving thanks to this holy ground. I want to acknowledge that your heart carries a lot for yourself, for the ones you love, and for the earth. And I'm so grateful. I want to acknowledge that your heart holds wisdom, that a lot of that wisdom was hard earned, that you've gathered up these pearls and it's like a treasury in there. I also know that your heart, like mine, holds questions, places of uncertainty, places maybe of unresolved that are these openings. And I honor that just as it is. I know also in the garden of your heart, there is longing, sacred longing. I know that your heart has its own rhythm. It has its own pace. It has its own timing in which it comes into bloom. Sometimes it opens when it feels warmth, and sometimes it wants to close, and all of that is okay, and it's wise. And I honor that about your heart. I honor that your heart knows the conditions that feel fertile and that feels supportive to unfurl into. I know that your heart, like mine, has been broken. It may have felt shattered. It's certainly been stretched. I know that probably it carries scars and that it's still here beating. And I honor all that in your journey. I know that your heart, like mine, holds memories, that this garden is filled with memories. So many memories in relationship with others, with those you love, relationship with certain places that you share memories together. I know that your heart holds joy and hope. So I give thanks to your heart and to the garden that you tend there, for the places that are coming into bloom, the places that need to be fallow for a time, the places that call for your tending, the places that are releasing and shedding, and the places that are just breaking through the surface anew and fresh. I know that all these exist at the same time, and what a wonder that our heart can hold so much. So many contradictory pieces seemingly all at once. And from my heart to yours, I just want to say that I hope you feel ease and rest and softening around everything that is right now. And I trust your releasing and your unfurling and emerging in your own time and in whatever ways feel just right for you.
Mm. Here in the Gaia mandala, we started tending this garden over 30 years ago. And it's taken so many twists and turns along the way. So many experiences and places have been touched on. People have come and gone. We have met every full moon, starting in my living room, sharing meals after our ceremony, gathering around little clay pots as they went out into the world for all these years. And as our community has grown, from the living room to the teleconference call, in order to include those who live elsewhere all around the world, until we found each other here on Zoom. And here we are. Breathing in and breathing out together once again on another full moon as the world turns and our hearts keep beating, holding more and more and more. We've planted earth treasure vases in 56, we've planted them 56 times so far, all around the planet, in 31 countries, ecosystems, and cultures. We've witnessed a miraculous responsiveness to these holy vessels all around the world. From the Ashaninka lands in the heart of the Amazon, to the Kogi and Arhuaco lands in the heart of the world, to the Gwich'in lands in the sacred place where life began, with the women of Congo in the heart of Africa, to the prophesized white lions living on the Nilotic meridian in Africa, the great pyramids of Giza, the standing stones at Avebury, to sources of rivers in India, Turkey, Colorado, Peru, a 50,000-year-old rock shelter in Australia, the great stupa of Bodenath, the original garden in Findhorn, to the shores of Lake Michigan and Lake Washington, the Isle of Lewis in Scotland, the island of Maui, a South Pacific Ocean 93 feet down, all the way to the high mountain spine from the Rockies to the Andes, and the cave where it all began in Nepal, to the cave at the center of this global healing mandala above the Los Alamos National Laboratory in New Mexico. Take this in. Feel all of these locations in Earth's body. Feel all these locations in your body, your spine, your heart, your hands and feet, your eyes and ears, your guts. And feeling Gaia in you, know that she is well aware of our offerings. They have all been received. Each one planted with care and devotion, carried with tender fierceness to heal her wounds. Now it is time to relax and rest. The deer lays down in the forest when injured. It rests. There is nothing to do but let the body heal on its own. And then eventually the deer can get up and go on. This is natural. It is the way of Mother Nature. So let us take care of our vessel. Soften, relax, and rest. Releasing into and trusting nature. Pause. Just pause. Slow down. Pause. Stopping. Breathing. Feeling that rhythm of our hearts under our hands as we breathe. Acknowledging all that the heart has held. Maybe letting some of that go. And in this open, safe space, let us be filled with the radiant light of love that flows through all the song lines of this planet. Let us be filled with the life force energy of Mother Earth, trusting that our prayers and offerings are like an alchemical formula that supports her restoration. And these healing prayers and offerings support us too. resting in that, softening and opening, relaxing and resting, trusting. Listen now to Earth's energy awakening in you, alive in every cell of your body and your breath, moving in you and through you, doing what it needs to do. This serpentine energy that flows through the planetary body, that has arisen at sites all around the planet where Gaia is honored and respected across time. And now feel this energy awakening in you now, in us now. In this pause, feel this energy. She is rising again, rising in partnership with all of us who have not forgotten, all whose dim memory is again becoming clear. And now, within the holy vessel that we are, this energy quickens and we feel a little spark. And we sit up and rub our eyes, fully awake now, recognizing each other and the chance we have to enter into a new dreaming as holy vessels, alive in respectful relationship with Gaia and with all living beings, great and small. And the bees are humming. They're guiding us to the flowers, the sweet fragrance floating on the breeze to gather the nectar of our shared experience. And offer it while the sun is out and we feel refreshed from our rest, ready for a new day and whatever it brings.
Starting to gently find that place of breath. Maybe wiggle your toes, and if there are any dreamings, insights, knowings, little treasures that you received, just placing that somewhere carefully in your body, bound up in the light and holding that there. And beginning to wiggle your toes and your hands, orienting back to your room, your space. And when you're ready, you can take yourself off of video and we'll enter back into circle. And this will be an opportunity to listen in to see if you have something, a blessing, a prayer, an offering, some kind of gifting that you would like to give to the Mother Vase that Cynthia is holding. And Cynthia, I think that there are some folks that haven't been here before, and I'm just wondering if you could orient us a little bit to the Mother Vase and what it means to give to that.
I'm unwrapping her. I'm undressing her. Removing the 5 colored silks that clothe her, representing the center and the 4 directions of the mandala, and the cork that closes her up. And this is what we call the Mother Vase, the last of the original treasure vases that were made in Nepal and started us on this journey so long ago, and is holding space on the altar as all the other vases of the 2nd generation and the 3rd generation are carried out into the world when their time comes. So for tonight, this vase, as we were in the meditation, I was holding it at my heart, and I often think of these as hearts, vessels. The heart is a vessel. It can break, it's fragile, but it holds so much. This vase is very full, having been worked with for such a long time. And so usually we make an offering into whichever earth treasure vase is being activated to go to its destined location on the planet. And tonight we're offering into this holy vessel. Maybe it can be seen as our own holy vessel, our own sacred heart. And the offerings are from deep in our hearts, from our source of love and truth and lived experience. You know, what do we want to offer tonight? What do we want to share coming out of this pause and the beautiful bird sounds of the forest in southern Australia, where Julian and Sophie were coming from? The rustling tree branches and the gift of being alive in Gaia's embrace, even as the times are urgent. So the circle is open, and Nicole will call on you as you are moved to share, knowing that we're each a facet of the whole, a voice within the larger mandala. And here's the vase to receive you.
So you can raise your hand with the raise hand button. And if you're not quite sure how to do that, I can see your hand in this way too. So I'll watch for you. Maggie.
Oh, okay. Hello, beloved ones. A big thank you for us all being together and all that are around us. I just am in awe of incredible, beautiful energy of the sounds from Western Australia. Just awesome. And I would like to, lights I saw during the meditation was of the lapis lazuli, and then the incredible orange red came very warmly as well. And I would like to put that in the vase that our so long has all these treasures in beholding. And so to Mother Gaia, no matter what, she beholds us. She is holding everything that we are singing, that we are crying, that we are living, that we are dying, and everything that is there day and night is holding, and I'm so grateful. And I think Maggie is not up to speaking as yet. She's only just out of hospital, but she's here. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Eva. Thank you, Maggie. Karuna.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Hello, 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 everyone from the Rockies. The Colorado Rockies are with a foot of snow for this beautiful full moon with you, and you're so beloved. I feel your joy, your happiness, your souls, and I'm so grateful to fill this vase with the Divine Mother's presence of our beautiful divine feminine presence of Gaia. And we're doing a mitigation project on 60 acres of this land and 60 acres of the ashram land next door. So the soil is being tilled and ready to plant your wisdom and your grace in with me as I shed the light over this as best I can, bring you with me. And these 33 peaks of the Rocky Mountains just adore you all and your beauty, and blessings to this one who's healing and all of us who are healing. And I just wanted to say that no matter where we are, here we are, and this is it. And I celebrate this welcoming of the gifts of more jars to be planted, absolutely. And absolutely here in the Rockies, ready to receive. And I just wanted to say from Hacienda to Guru Ram Dass, The mantra of the divine feminine goes as is, and I send it out to you for a healing tonight. It sounds as such. Adi Shakti, Adi Shakti, Adi Shakti, Namo Namo. Sarva Shakti, Sarva Shakti, Sarva Shakti, Namo Namo. Pritam Bhagavati, Pritam Bhagavati, Pritam Bhagavati, Namo Namo. Kundalini Mata Shakti, Mata Shakti, Namo Namo. Namo, 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 namo. I bow, I bow, I bow, I bow. I bow, I bow, I bow. On this Baisakhi day and this day of the Guru Granth Sahib, I give thanks to all of you. Satnam, blessings. Thank you. And thank you for the meditation. It was so beautiful. I felt everyone. Wasn't it so divine? Only gonna get better, right? Satnam, everyone. God bless and take care.
Thank you. Joan?
Hello from Ghana country in southern Australia also. And I'd like to put some seeds of the yes vote for our campaign to ensure the referendum for the voice to Parliament is successful, and that all the seeds of yes and love and kindness grow in a beautiful bouquet in the garden, so that Indigenous Australians have rights and voices to the halls of power for the first time in 200 plus years. And thank you all for a beautiful morning.
And Julianne?
Thank you. Thank you for the meditation and the beautiful sounds of the didgeridoo, and also the birds, the birds, just listening to that forest sound reminded me of a time when we were in much more quietude, and that the sounds of the natural world surrounded us vibrantly, that we could rest into it. And I want to add to the vase a renewal of the songs of the other than humans first, the animals, the insects, the elements. I'm thinking of the wind and the water and the fire and the earth, just the sound, and a rekindling perhaps of the human song, the wordlessness of our human beings that might set aside some things that have become obstacles in their beings that block them from our natural harmonics. And I want to bless Gaia with renewed vitality and fresh encouragement that what I believe is her original intention for our harmonic family of humans and more than humans to flourish together peacefully forever. Thank you.
Alexa.
Hello, all. It's really wonderful to be back. It's been quite some time since I've been in this space sharing meditations with you, and it's beautiful as always. I'm grateful to be joining in the rest mode time. That feels very appropriate for me. And I had some trepidation about stepping forward because what I have to bring tonight is grief, and I'm learning to reorient myself and my relationship with grief and what it means. And I've been listening to Bio Komalafe and reading Martine Prechel and learning that grief is an expression and extension of love. And so I'm orienting around that and understanding and recognizing that in my grief is a gift, because the depth of my feeling is a reflection of the depth of my love. And I wrote this poem that will hopefully become a song yesterday, and I would love to offer it now. It's called Nascent. Cracks in polished porcelain, grandmother tree cut down. Sunshine through the morning dew, the tower is crumbling now. Breathing in, my heart is beating. Breathing out, my heart is breaking. Breathing in, my heart is broken. Breathing out, my heart is open. Inside out, upside down, the shadow and the light, indiscernible winding paths with no clear end in sight. Breathing in, my heart is beating. Breathing out, my heart is breaking. Breathing in, my heart is broken. Breathing out, my heart is open. A nascent state of being in between the folds. Breathing in, my heart is beating. Breathing out, my heart is whole. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And Wendy?
A most beautiful, beautiful meditation and music. I thank you. This pause, I think we can all feel it. It's all been so necessary. And so, in keeping with that flow, I would offer to this Mother Vase pure, pure stillness. And a stillness that then allows us to hear all the voices. Yes, the human voices, and yes, the tears and the laughter, but also the voices of all the others, from the laughter of the coyote, the yip of the fox, blowing of the whales, the wind, Mother Nature's violin, the flutes. So we can hear all the voices in a stillness, and truly what that means to be heard, beyond just listening, to be heard. And I think we only hear that and receive that when we are in that stillness. So that would be my offering, that in doing so, we hear the voices until they become one voice, that universe, in speaking of song, because the universe is just a universe. It's one verse. It's one song that we all must sing. And I know that each and every one of us here tonight, and Cynthia, for 30 years, wow, that's amazing. You've been singing that song. Don't stop. Don't stop. Because we're going to sing with you. Every note, every chord. until that final song, that final note is heard and ripples around this world. Such an honor. Stillness. Aho. Thank you.
Thank you, Wendy. Ray.
One, I'd first like to say that I feel so very close to this vase, the Mother Vase, tonight, as Cynthia has been holding it there, feeling her clay, and I think feeling the time that she has been with us. So there are a couple of things, but first of all, gratitude again to, as Wendy expressed, to Cynthia for all these years and bringing us, especially tonight, the Mother Vase. I feel her body connected to mine tonight. And Nicole, thank you so much for the focus on the heart space. And as we paid attention to our hearts, I was reminded of a retreat I did with Cynthia many years ago in Pagosa Springs. And the theme was the sure heart's release, which I've always found very beautiful, and it was a very meaningful retreat. So I would like to offer into the Mother Vase the sure heart's release for particularly my family right now, where a sister has just been diagnosed with brain cancer, and a very close cousin has just died, and a paranoid schizophrenic nephew is refusing treatment he needs at the hospital, all within 1 week. So may people who are suffering several things, carrying, as Nicole described for us all, so many things we carry, but sometimes there's a particular density. So for Gaia herself, and for those of us who live as part of her body, I offer that prayer for sure heart's release, for the grief and for the joy, so that the joy heal and the joy spread through all the song lines.
Heidi.
I first will just start with this deep appreciation for Gaia and for her not giving up on us, for her continuance, for her trust, and for her willingness to continue to wait for us to find our way. So my first is to appreciation for Gaia herself. And then for Cynthia, for your undying love. It's going to make me cry, not because I'm sad, but because I'm totally touched. And I want to thank all of the nature creatures that were here tonight, and their echoing sound in the silence that came along with Julian's call on the didgeridoo and his opening to that garden that is always present for us. I was camping, I was taking a trip, and I want to acknowledge that the natural world and the sounds of the natural world are always there, but we have to really focus in on them with all of the noise that's around us. And I was out in nature, and there was a lot of human noise of traffic and so forth around. And there was, in between, there was beautiful sounds of birds and in the natural world talking all of the time. And when I was out there, if I kept my total attention on the natural world, it was always there, but it was being drowned out by all of the other noise that is made around her. And it really talks to this place of silence, that when you go deep into silence, the much more subtle realms of life become available. And they're always there. They're never not there. And so once I asked my teacher, I said, in the practice, one of the practices I do is the longing to go home, the longing to find my way home. And I asked one time, could we be used for the natural world so that the natural world could find its way home through us? And that was my prayer. So I offered that prayer to the Mother Vase. Can we help the natural world and the beings that have always been there for us? Can we help them find their way home through our practice, through our love, and through our deep kindness that we can express with every breath towards them and towards each other? I'm sorry I'm a little long-winded, but thank you.
Karen.
Tonight's focus on the heart is in total alignment with what I want to give to the vase. I've been holding a lot of the gifts that life has given to me, and I have not given them away in service of earth, out of fear, out of vulnerability, out of finding all kinds of other diversions. And the truth finally hit me about a month ago when I realized that I was turning 3/4 of a century old on March. And I had not yet given freely all of my gifts yet to this earth. And they need them now. I can't wait any longer. 75 in my family was not considered old, but 75 in reality is that much closer to the stage where I would no longer be in a form that I can give in this way. And so what I want to offer the vase tonight is by commitment to freely give my gifts as they are being called forth to give. And just in case I didn't get the message totally clearly, 6 days after I turned 75, which means Friday, last Friday, I awoke at 4 a.m. with my heart beating at about 200 irregular beats a minute with atrial fibrillation. And it took the emergency room 6 hours to bring it from that high rate down to a normal sinus rhythm. And the whole time I'm going, wow, this could be it. And then I said, what a gift to awaken every day and say, this could be it, and use that as a motivation to freely give what I have to give. And so it is that I want to freely give what I have to give to the base right here and right now, and to all of you. Thank you.
I just want to jump in here, Karen, and everyone, because I was so with you in this meditation and what has been shared also about the silence and the stopping and the pause, because I know that the treasure vase that you are stewarding yourself is dedicated to going to a place in the world that is one of the quietest places on earth, is it not? And so I want to bring energy to your little vase in this moment, and to you, given what you've just shared, for the realization of that prayer, to bring to bring that place into this mandala in this moment. Yeah. Thank you.
Sophie and Julian.
Yeah, thank you so much, and Nicole and Cynthia, for a beautiful meditation and heart prayer. And it just felt so so potent to just take that walk through the garden of the heart and just to feel what was sitting in the heart. And it's yeah, a really important thing to do. And yeah, it just feels so special to be here on Minang country with our earth treasure vase for this southwest region. And yeah, and this area is very special, very sacred. A lot of ancient ceremonies have been held down here, and this is where my journey with the didgeridoo healing started, meeting an elder, Maxine Fumagalli, who was really like an embodiment of Mother Earth herself, and she had such an incredibly deep care for country and listening to country. She'd spend a lot of time out in the bush on her property, just being in the stillness. And like many have mentioned, there's, in the stillness there's so much sound and energy and beauty. And but yeah, she really was so deeply connected to nature and held such a beautiful space. So it just feels so beautiful to be here, and not far from here is where the treasure vase is likely to go. So the prayer into the mama vase is this ancient energy of caring for country and the ancient forests. And when the Dalai Lama came to this region, he said it was the oldest land he'd ever experienced energetically. It was the most ancient place he'd ever come across. And yeah, so that ancient energy of the forest, the ancient traditions of caring for country, for holding ceremonies, and a lot of the ceremonies were interrupted due to colonization. And those ceremonies, like many elders around the country say, wherever there were ancient ceremonies, if you can find a way to bring them back it's so important because they keep the country healthy, and those ancient songs and dances and stories and practices, you know, it's part of our responsibility. Like you said, Karen, you know, being of service to Mother Earth and helping those ancient ceremonies, or even if they were lost, to consider what those ancient ceremonies might have been and create them in such a way that it feeds energy and vitality. And as human beings, we have to also share our voice and our song like the birds to communicate, because we're part of the ecosystem and we have such an important role in singing and sharing our vibration into the web of life, because that's what keeps country healthy and strong. It's all the voices, not just the voices of nature. We're part of nature, and if we don't sing and if we don't share our song, whatever that song may be, a lot of the songmen up in Arnhem Land, they say that if those songs stop, the country can get sick. So it's such a vital role for us to sing those songs, you know, develop a relationship with the Indigenous people, learn those songs, learn those practices, so that we can keep that energy alive. And if that knowledge isn't available, then consider and create something, you know. So yeah, it's just a real joy to be here and to share these sounds and nature with the mandala, and yeah, it's just so beautiful to be in this time of contemplation, of stillness and the heart. So thank you so much.
Kat?
I just want to, first of all, say I feel all of your beautiful hearts, and it's so nourishing and moving to connect heart to heart and to feel that. And also I want to give thanks for the meditation actually brought me also to really a place of feeling of a kind of armoring that is still present, you know, in my body, like protecting my heart. And I'm very grateful for feeling that and that awareness. And Julian, your didgeridoo was such medicine. It just came right into the wounded, armored place and entered in, and it's in there, and I know it's going to be working on that for me. And I want to thank you so much for that. It just really was the exact medicine, went to the exact place, and that often happens with your playing for me, Julian. So thank you for always sharing that voice. It's so such a blessing, such a blessing. And then finally, touching in with the Mother Vase, especially for me at this time before going to Delphi, when I'm really deep in that journey already. I got so many downloads about this Mother Vase, about those years, Cynthia. I got so much connection to the Mother Vase and so much it's hard to put into words. But I'm so very grateful for this moment, this pause, and this touching back to the beginning of the whole thing, as and going forward into this Delphi vase and just in general. And so I just want to really offer incredible gratitude into the vase, incredible gratitude to everyone who brings their heart forward, and to everyone who sends their love to the earth and for the healing of the earth and all of the beings of the earth, and just filling the vase with that tremendous gratitude that fills our hearts when we feel that. And so that's my offer tonight. Thank you.
And Susan?
Thanks to everyone on the call. That meditation was so beautiful, and I was just reminded you had us walk through the garden of our heart. And so with that, I just felt so much waves of love, and I was just sending out so much love to all the people in my family, and then extended family, and this family. And love will set us free. And I'm reminded that it's as much that we need to heal the humans who are creating the discord on Mother Earth, because Mother Earth is strong, and sometimes we aren't as strong as even she is. And so as we heal ourselves, then that affects, of course, the earth, because I'm also reminded that we are made of all the elements of earth in our own human body. So it's just kind of the spiral. So I would like to offer unconditional love to the Mother Vase. Yeah, and to all who are on this call and outward. And Maggie was reminding me of that song or prayer about walking the beauty way. So I would also like to offer beauty into the vase. May beauty be before me. May beauty be behind me. May beauty be above us. Beauty be below us on the earth. And beauty be within us. And beauty be and carry within our hearts.
And Glennis?
Hi, everyone. So lovely to be here with all of you. I feel a little shy and I'm very weepy, so bear with me. Cynthia, I am astonished at your commitment. It was so lovely to hear. I think of all the circles that I've been in over the years, many, 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 but not consistent every full moon. It's just amazing. So I just am really honoring you, and am grateful to be here. And the meditation was beautiful. And Nicole, you said to listen to what came in, and what came in was an elder that I had a blessing to be with. And I'm gonna share a little, encouraged by Julian to sing. This is a song that is Unchi Victoria Chips is a Lakota grandmother that I have. She has passed, and I could really just feel her presence. And I was in ceremony with her and her family for about 25 years. And a song that was given to her in ceremony is the Four Sacred Things, and which are the sun, the moon, the thunder beings, and the stone people. And it's long, so I'm gonna just sing the verse that is honoring the moon. Oh, hey, winky, wamayang kapaw, janupa, wayu, aeo, aelo, ay, atewa, kantamka, nami, jikae, Thank you very much. So blessed to be here with all of you, and happy to bring all that she offered and her deep connection to the earth into the vase. Ho Mitakuyasan.
And Laura Lynn.
I was asked to speak on behalf of a very old turtle. All of the qualities that have been spoken by the humans can be enhanced by understanding the medicine of turtle, who has a very strong heart, longevity, and beautiful protection, always taking her home with her everywhere. And all of the wisdom that turtle has, I offer on her behalf that medicine of strength of heart, protection in all ways, and beauty of the signs on the shell of her home that she carries on her back into the Mother Vase. Ho mataku si inui makanak. Ho makanak.
And Vicky.
Oh, blessed women, men, creatures, animals, all living life here, experiencing this now moment in our history. I give my gift to the vase. Every lifetime I have been embodied, knowing that we are working together. And with every generation, more understanding comes back, more remembering. And as the remembering continues, that my body becomes a gift, that honoring my own body and my own soul is a gift to her, as we are one. May all women, all men, all humans know this. My gift is for awareness to come of the true remembering of our true nature as a human family, and the oneness and the deep sacred bond we hold with the Mother Gaia. Oh, thank you, sacred beings, for your lovely meditation and beautiful presence this evening. Much love.
Is there anyone else who feels some tingling here, something you'd like to share? Okay, Cynthia, I'll pass it to you.
Mm. I feel I'm having this feeling of like she speaks, the vase speaks, the Mother Vase that I'm holding. Yeah, it feels funny. I don't mean that in a funny way. It's just wow. I'm so moved, and she's so moved by everything that has been shared tonight. Truly, it's been so beautiful and so rich and so deep and so meaningful, and everything that everyone has spoken has been received. And when we are able to really drop in to our hearts, into that place where we are all connected and we are all intimately related to all that is, then how can it not just ripple out and go exactly where it's meant to go and have the healing effects that is our most deepest heartfelt intentions, which is the natural way, the way of the turtle and the birds and all beings. So let's take these moments in closing to gather it all up once again, to acknowledge every word, every thought, every feeling, every tear that was shed, every laugh that was generated, and all that has come before, and all that will come after. And pour it here into this holy vessel. And as we do, receiving it, each of us, like nectar coming into our own holy vessel, to be renewed and restored and healed in all the ways that are needed, so that we may give those gifts that are only ours to give them freely, give them now. What else is there? This is it. This is it. We have arrived. We're here now in this moment. And this moment continues rippling out across all the song lines, awakening the songs, the memories, the ceremonies, the right relationships, right? We do this every full moon because why? Because we know that it is restoring this web of life. We know it in our own lives when we come together like this. So may our practice, may our prayers, may our intentions, may our, that quickening that we feel, may it serve all beings. May it truly be realized on behalf of this whole web of life. May the times that we are living in benefit from our lives. We don't hold on to it. No, we give it. We give it with everything we've got so that it can nourish and fertilize and water all those seeds and grow and expand and multiply and help. And together we're strong. Together we have this incredible creative capacity. So take refuge in this, everyone. Take refuge and allow it to inform us, you, me, each other, every day. You know? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Above, below, in front, in back, and all around and inside. These holy vessels that we are. Yeah. She thanks you too for all your prayers, all your offerings, all your coming back over and over and over and over and over again for 30 years. Blessings on all the little treasure vases that are in process that some of you are holding tonight too. Thank you, beautiful Nicole, for partnering with me so fabulously. And Julian for singing the songs and taking us where we need to go through the sound, month after month, year after year, pilgrimage after pilgrimage. And for you all who've written poems and sent offerings and crafted vessels and are doing what you're doing, each in your own way, offering your gifts. Please take nourishment from this holy circle. Until we meet again next month on the full moon. Be well, be strong. Know that you are loved. Alalaho.
Alalaho.
Alalaho.